What are we gonna do about Mason, boss? He's growing too big for his britches. You know he's going directly against your orders.
Not to worry. I'll deal with him soon enough. He doesn't see that they're cattle. They can't think for themselves. I brought them order. I drove out the chaos.
I can set up a little accident. Unless you want to take care of it, boss.
Yes, yes. I'll take care of it. Say goodbye, Mason.
She'd think that she was, she'd hit the big time. Hey, lottery shit, you know what I mean? You give a can of peas and a beaver pelt, and she'll live with you for like weeks, And that's a good deal, because you can get peas everywhere. Hell, you could grow a garden in the back and she thought you invented money.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to 96.2 Gear Talk Radio. If you want to give us a call, it's 555-GEAR or 555-43.
So Vinny would like to read a dramatic letter at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen,
This letter is from Julie Danfield in Paradise City. I'm a single mother of 3 and second rotation on the neighborhood carpool. Once a month for a week, I pile 9 brats into the Brady and haul them to and from 4 different schools/daycares. Driving and discipline of 9 at the same time is impossible. Or is it? Your show is the only thing that keeps me sane. I'd appreciate any help.
and that concludes a dramatic reading of a fan letter as read by Vinny. That was a good read.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
good at that. I can see why you do radio, I'll tell you that.
I've been going to a dialect coach.
That's awesome. Hey, do your Italian guy.
Hey,
That was awesome. It was like you were in the room. All right, so let's, answer the, the letter here. This is a good letter, it is. You could always sell your kids. A lot of people buy them. They will. There's a market out there. You can sell the kids, get yourself a cool car.
they're worth a lot more these days.
Anybody want to buy some
Especially if they
sand?
can work.
Got a
Like
lot
if
of
they're
sand.
good with their hands, they're good welding or building stuff. A lot of kids they get building blocks. They do those. Why can't they do it for a living, huh? Put them out there. Get them a hard hat. Get some work boots. Let's go to work, kids.
I knew a 3-year-old that could drop a hammer on the nail every time.
I met a 2-month-old once that could put drywall up. The lady's got a lot on her plate, obviously. The Brady is
I don't
not...
know how she does it.
I don't either, the Brady. What do you think about the Brady?
I think the Brady's your only choice for that many brats. You know what I'm saying? But personally, if it were me, I would hide a bolt gun. I gotta piss my pants. Sally's touching me. You're like, I'll turn on the radio. They think they're fixing to hear a little, oops, I wish I'd done it again. Next thing you know, they're getting shot with 5 billion volts.
Kids like electricity.
Tell me if they fuck around again after you do that one time.
I remember because when I was a kid, my dad had a cattle prod, and we'd always sneak it outside, and we'd zap each other in the head until our foreheads would swell up like old big, and then we'd have to go inside. And our parents would be like, were you playing with the cattle prod? And we, with our big swollen heads, we'd, no, not us. It'll slow you down. That's the weird thing. You do that enough, and it'll slow your day down. Yeah, a lot of people, they always ask us questions. We get a lot of questions. Number one question we would get is normally like, what's the best car out there?
Sure, that's first generic.
Yo, you looking for someone, pencil neck?
It's not you, football boy.
Yo, if you got business with South League, you talks to me.
I know you. Yeah. You're the one that offed Woody and wasted Gordon Graham.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself.
So what brings you here?
I'm looking for the guy in charge.
That'd be Coach Knox. He's one bad dude, if you know what I mean.
Knox runs this town, huh?
No, punk ass. Knox runs South League. It's Axel and his damn sentinels that rule this town. At least for now.
Axel, huh?
You know Axel.
Well, let's just say we go way back.
Look, I don't know if you're interested or not, but I got a job that needs to get done pronto. The job's simple, really. A weekly bribe, if you will. We like to sauce up the Sentinels with a special little brew of ours. Why don't you head out back? You can make a few deliveries for me.
Fast and carefree, that's me. Not to mention cute.
You heard the man. Let's make a beer run. Pull around to the back of the nightclub. First stop, Paradise City Hospital. Let's get moving.
Invite all the listeners to come hang out in the parking lot. We are going to have a concert in which Mason is going to play live tonight. Totally free concert, free beer, and the first 1,000 people to come get $1,000 each. So come on down to 96.2 Gear Talk Radio, the parking lot. Try to stand underneath the open window on
now
the
that was
seventh
a
floor.
fucking piece of cake, my friend. Go grab another crate from the nightclub. Next stop, City Hall.
Chocolate hand grenades for everyone.
There'll be a big red circle right on the sidewalk where you need to be.
All right, I think that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? Get some people down here and put some t-shirts on some vans.
Marketing genius, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be giving out free t-shirts.
We're gonna wrap them inside. We're gonna take the grenades and put them inside a t-shirt cannon. We're gonna fire them from the 7th floor of our building. One of the grenades will be live. The other 9 are gonna be with the pins.
So far, so good. Next stop is the Paradise City Police Department. Sentinel headquarters.
You know, I got a complaint right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little steamed.
Frank's got a beef.
If I were a tea kettle, I'd be going doo like that. You'd know it would be tea time, I'll tell you that.
All right, bring your scones.
All right, here it goes. Went down to Uncle Woody's theme park last night.
All right, grab another crate and head over to the warehouse to make the next delivery.
Oh,
Go figure.
yeah, so, and here's the thing though, they don't
They
tell
still
you.
got the fence on the roller coaster?
Yep, they got the fence up, they got the pirate ship, nobody's on the boat.
Yeah.
A mutiny has occurred.
What a waste.
But the
Hurry
thing
up,
is,
Mason!
they charge
Let's
you,
get
they
that
say,
boost to the
"Have fun."
Sentinels!
How can I have fun?
You kicking gravel? What?
Exactly. The only plus to it being not as packed as I thought it would be was that instead of having to walk around a theme park, I just drove. People got out of my way. You know, I waited in line with my car, and when it was my turn to get on, I just honked, "Get out of my way!"
How were the concessions?
They weren't bad, you know. a lot
Last
of
stop,
times it's hard to get a
Paradise
nice cold
City
drink at
Power
40.
Plant.
You know, because they don't like that. They don't have drive-thrus in the amusement park. But the interesting thing is that they will not allow you to drive your cars on the roller coaster.
Very true.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, this is a bad idea. I told the guy, he said, "You already got a car on there. You got 6 of them. There are people in it right now. The only difference is mine got a sunroof."
Tied together, too.
He kept telling me, he says, "Not that kind of car, sir." And I was like, "Oh, what do you mean? 4 wheels, vehicle. You got 4 wheels, vehicle." Out of the way. So I threw him.
Good for you.
So I grabbed him and I got some
Come on,
duct tape,
Mason,
and I
let's
duct
pick up
taped
the
him to
pace.
front of my vehicle. And I went and I did all the loops on that roller coaster. This guy was screaming, just screaming. Then I stopped and I said, "Next time I ask to drive on this, you say yes, sir. I slap you high fives. You tell your friends you know me, and then I go do this. Otherwise, you're gonna be my hood ornament."
What were you driving?
It's a beam. It is. It's the fastest. You know, through the park. You know, if you don't want to get out of your car and you're in a hurry, driving around, because you know, to
It
me,
looks like a roller coaster car.
yeah. And if you hit somebody, it really
Oh,
doesn't
Mason, how's it going? We're running out of time.
That's illegal!
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for the following late-breaking news report. The Section 8s executed Gordon Grimm yesterday in what appeared to be a full-scale assault. General Warwick has reported that although the leader is dead, the war is still not over, and he will not rest until every last Talon is hunted down and killed. He will also not rest until he smokes, eats a bowl of mini cheese dangles, and finds a pretty woman he can, quote, rub one out on. Keep the dream alive, General. News on the hour, on the half, and when we're forced to tell you, I'm Heath McGillivray.
Get out of this radio show, and I'm gonna zip down there and pick.
What do you think, Mason? Nice view.
It's not bad, but I prefer looking at your mom.
Stick to playing stupid instead of funny. Suits you better. Listen, you did a good job dealing with the Sentinels on that last run. Now that we've taken care of that small problem, we've got to deal with the Dregs. You interested? This one will need a bit of finesse. ladies' touch, if you will.
Ladies' touch, huh? Well, that's definitely got Spike written all over it. What the hell do you need me for?
Look, we're gunning for the Dregs. The funny thing is, the Dregs are gunning for the Sentinels.
Wait a minute. Can't we just let them take each other out? That sounds like a no-brainer to me.
I can't risk the Dregs getting too strong. If they do, they could turn their attention to South League. Right now, it's too risky to hit them. Too much is at stake.
All right, so what do you want me to do?
I got my hands on a new toy out back. See if you can put it to good use.
Fuck, man. I tell you.
Really?
New
Yeah,
toy.
you know, it's
This
kinda,
is
you know,
gonna
it's
be
interesting.
fun.
You wanna stay around and see what it's all about. You know, you heard things and you want to see if they really do got trick parts.
All
and
right,
shit
Mason,
like that,
let's
you
get
know?
over to the parking
but,
garage.
Unless you're drunk, you know, it's really not that fun. You know, you just kind of hang out. Hope, you know, maybe one of them, you know, does something funny with, you know, says something stupid or something.
Bitch, you better
Right,
have
but
somebody.
you don't want to heckle them, though.
No, you never heckle them when they're doing that, because some of those swole-faced kids, boy, they get all mad, you know.
Very sensitive.
You know, I often think that they should take them and they should put them in football camps.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Number one, you save money on helmets. None of them wear helmets because, you know, some of those kids could take a shovel to the head, right? And it's not exactly going to fuck up their math skills.
Right, that's saving $50 a piece.
Yeah, you know, the men's is not going to come down on them for missing the last test. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you put them there. Maybe, you know, one of them gets a scholarship or something like that. You jack them up with steroids. You know, put them on the front line there. And,
you sure they don't spot you?
quarterbacks.
We're not
you know,
ready to
put you
start
on
a
box of
full-blown
retarded
war.
cereal or something.
What else was he gonna do?
You know, maybe they start their own buy it at home channel. You know, you buy merchandise on the television, whatnot. You know, those type of shows. You know, you don't know what you're buying because you can't understand them because you can't read the fucking cue cards. So you just put a price on their forehead. They walk out with the merchandise, but make sure it's all heavy shit because it's funny to watch retarded people lift up heavy stuff because they get frustrated because they don't understand that this couch isn't gonna be able to go through the window. You gotta take to the fucking door. You know those puzzles that you give infants? Same fucking thing. You could you know, if it wasn't an infant, I'd get mad at my son for not being able to do it right the first time.
Right.
There's only one triangle. Figure it out.
Come on.
You know? Sometimes I'll just let the TV stay on, you know, and let them watch colors. I tell them all sorts of shit's happening. You know, there's a shootout, and we're watching the news and stuff, and I make believe stuff. You know, for all they know, they're paying 100% taxes. You know, you can roll up, you can take them off the truck, you can do whatever you want with them. Gauchos, did you hear that? Huh? You guys got that? Yeah, you know the Gauchos are gonna go buy this thing by the fucking crate.
That's the beauty of the weapon, though. You can stun the participant, the occupant, and then turn tail and get out of there, or you can continue to, you know, light them up with, let's say, you know, I don't know,
A minigun.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that. That's for you. That's all for you, man.
I was trying to cut down on the minigun comments, but, you know, I see you coming around to my point of view now,
Yeah.
huh?
You know, one time my mom used to do this. We used to drive to the drive-in movie theaters, and she would launch off a twister rocket, and the guy would be all stunned and whatnot at the booth. You know, we're trying to pay. He's all stunned, and my mom says, "I gave you a 20." She ain't even paid. I gave you a 20, and he just started forking over cash. You know, he didn't fucking know. He's stunned as shit.
Oh, that's brilliant.
My mom says, "Hold on, where are the keys to the cash box? I'm here to do a withdrawal." He'd give those over, and by the time he come to figure out that we had just robbed him, my mom hit him with another stun. 2 hot dogs, please, in the back row, and we get free hot dogs. So you can use this in a myriad of ways. You know, it's a great weapon. I just said myriad.
Nice work.
Did.
Head back to the
Very
club.
proud of you.
I'm a
you're ready.
Tyrannosaurus
Oh.
Rex.
Hey, does it cause any permanent damage? You know, you just got a buddy, you wanna, you know, get his attention.
Well, just shoot him once. You know, that's like, you know, just shoot him once, he'll get the point, you know. Say you want to be valedictorian in your high school, right?
Okay.
Show up the day of the big test, launch this off at the smart kid, you know, which is all we...
You're becoming quite the hero around here.
Yeah, well, whatever it takes to please the ladies.
We got a warehouse over on 5th Street. The Dreglords keep attacking the building. They must have found out about the weapons stash. I need you to drive them off. We can't let them get their grubby little fingers on those weapons, or we're all done for.
Oh, weapon stash, huh? Stop it, you're getting me all excited.
Yeah, I've got quite the stockpile, let me tell you.
It will work. It's up to you. You do it at your leisure.
I had a few problems going to restaurants. I sit down, I have a little dinner, I ask for the check, all right? I leave all casual like, hey, thank you very much, sir. I enjoyed my dinner extremely. Next thing you know, I'm halfway to the house, boom! No more restaurants.
That's a beautiful way to use them. When I was a kid,
Looks
we
like
did
trouble. Get ready.
the detonation mine. We put it right out in the middle of the four-corner stopway, right? And we put it there, and then I get this can of tuna, and I'd stick that can of tuna out there, and all these little cats and squirrels and, you know, all the animals of the foresters and shit, they'd come running and they eat this thing, and we wait till there was a whole lot of them, and then I'd push that button and I'd blow them all up, and I made my mom a fur coat.
Bam!
For Christmas, and she got it, and she cried, and it was one of the best. She still has the jacket.
Looks like we're too late. They've already loaded the cargo on the
Thanks
truck.
to the debt mine, I was able to give my mother a great Christmas present, and now what we consider a family heirloom.
Go after the truck. We gotta get that cargo back.
Who thought that you could use a weapon such as this around the holiday season? You know, a lot of people are intimidated by weapons, but this one is one that kind of, it gives back. You know, you can lay it down, leave it, and then blow it up later on. And it's your decision. No one can tell you. You know, the weapon doesn't make the decision for you. It doesn't say, I'd like to blow up now, sir, please, raise your hand. No, it doesn't do that. It's up to you. You are
Where the
judge,
hell's
jury,
he going?
executioner on this one, all right? You're the boss. Make the call. So sometimes when I'd be getting chased, I'd drop as many as I could. You know, I'd drop 3, 4, 5 of them, and I'd have this nice little trail.
Okay.
And then I'd just sit back. I'd cut a 180 so I could view where I've dropped them, and then the vehicle chasing me, I'd just sit there and boom, 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 boom. By the time he hit the fourth one, he was completely engulfed in flames, so I really don't have to worry about a guy who's on fire.
I think he's trying to lose it.
That's why I just love this weapon.
All right, next
He's
weapon
getting
we're gonna
away.
talk
Get
about
moving.
here is the laser mine.
You know, there's nothing that I like better than actually laying down a laser mine. There's something manly about a laser mine, to be honest. It's very sexual, you know, you get attention. I like to lay my laser mine down in, like, say, an alley. You know, you can do it anywhere now. You can lay a laser mine on a major independent highway, or you could lay it down in an alley. It doesn't matter, because once the guy drives through, it's gonna blow him up. And most of the time what it'll do is it'll blow him up and it'll lift his back tires.
He's heading for the mall. Hurry it up.
Unless you got a four-wheel drive car, that car ain't going nowhere. Advantage to the guy with the laser mine.
Simple as that. You know what else I like about the laser mine? It's very similar to the mag mine in that you can leave it and forget it, and it does the work for you.
Forget about it.
The benefit is the mag mine's gonna go off in a couple of seconds after you drop it. It's
Right.
just gonna happen. You don't have any control over it.
That's
however,
the way it works.
Right? With the laser mine, however, it doesn't go off until somebody crosses the laser.
Exactly. It sets up a perimeter, if you will, with the laser from building to building. You can bounce one off a tree. You can set it up anywhere. So long as the laser stops, then it goes across the street. Now, if a squirrel touches this laser mine, let me tell you, you're gonna be eating squirrel for about a week, okay? But the laser mine is one of the better weapons. I actually got my laser mine as an anniversary gift from my wife, and in not the nicest of ways, because I used to sneak out of my house to go clubbing and drinking.
Right.
You know, back when I used to do that all the time, and my wife kept saying, "You snuck out last night." I say, "Hey, no, I didn't. You were sleeping. How did you know that?" Well, she got tired of me saying this, so what she did is she took the laser mine and she put it up in the hallway. So I'm sneaking out and I'm all gussied up and I'm walking down a hall. Boom! It explodes and I'm thinking, what the hell was that? And I look down and I'm touching, you know, myself, and I'm like, oh God, thank God all my junk's still there, right?
Right.
Well, the thing is, she could have killed me. That's not really a funny practical joke. But then I'd look up and there's my wife saying, "You were gonna sneak out, you son of a bitch," and I'd have to tell her, "No, I wasn't. I came out here because I got diarrhea. I got the swamp ass, you know?" You know, just the other day, I used one of my laser mines. I was driving around in Paradise City, you know, just kind of hanging out, you know, day off. And I see them damn South Leaguers, and I
Hey, easy. That's my mother you're talking about.
All right.
She's a South Leaguer.
Yeah, well, you know.
From way back.
All right, well, I don't have a problem with the waybacks. I just got a problem with the new ones because I don't think they respect the trade that they're in.
You got a point.
You know, they're not like your mom. Your mom's a very sweet individual, although she'll kick a guy's teeth down his throat in about 2 seconds, okay? But these guys start flicking me off, giving me the bird, calling me, you know, all sorts of sissy names and stuff like that. So I get pretty pissed off. And I'm not a guy that walks away from shit, okay? I don't do that. I don't play that game. I'm not rolling those dice. So what I do is I drive around a fucking corner, and I lay down one of these laser mines, right? Then I drive all the way around the block, making sure not to drive through my own fucking laser, and I drop down another one. And I say, to hell with these guys. So I start honking on the horn, flicking them off, started rattling off with my minigun. And of course, them steroid freak South Leaguers, they come running right at me. I back that fucking car up and watch them just walk through my lasers. And by the time they could get to me, every one of them was dead. Now, had they looked down and seen the laser, they probably wouldn't have done that. But then, as we all know, the South Leaguers aren't exactly valedictorian Mensa members.
You're right about that.
Truthfully, I wish I could lay about 10 of them on the way home, and then everyone behind me just gets nuked up, because I don't like driving in traffic, right?
It's a pain in the ass.
It's beautiful. People don't even know. They say, hey, what's that interesting red line there? I don't know what that is.
Hey, Knox got caught last night with his pants down. The Sentinels got him on lockdown at the police station.
Oh, what did that asshole do?
As usual, he was drunk and banging some hoe in the back of his van. The poor guy, I guess he didn't realize he was parked behind the police station. Everyone knows that's Sentinel turf. He should have known better.
So you're telling me Knox needs a rescue?
Exactly. They've posted guards all over the place. Find some explosives, blow the damn building, bring Knox back.
Oh, eventually, by the end of the match,
get to the
they're all, "Hey,
police
we're about to get
station.
hit
I'll
from
keep an
behind."
eye out for
and
the
I get
Sentinels.
annoyed very easily, so I chuck the kid out as a sacrificial hitter. I got this numbnuts back there chatterboxing me up while I'm trying to get hit in the rear by another car.
They're
You know,
all
my
over
radio-
the place. Kill them so we can get in close.
Right, I fire him right out the window, let the other cars think off him a while. I sneak up behind them, I sneak into the third row. Okay? You know what I like to do? I like to, just so that the fans remember our car, because, it's Frank is in here on the radio, 96.2, dirty car. I like to take a lot of duct tape, right? And I duct tape it to the roof of the car. Right? And then I drive around. When I do my victory lap, I drive real close to the outside of the road.
Hey, Mason, grab Knox and take over the turret. I got a feeling all hell's about to break loose.
A lot of them tell me, they say, that's why we come. We come to do that, and we come to watch you guys wreck cars and whatnot.
We're always the crowd favorite.
Oh, easily. You know what I don't like, Vinny? What? I gotta be honest, I'm tired of all these
Now watch my
naysayers
ass
who are
till
all
I get back to the
bitching and moaning
stadium.
about the highway system.
Oh,
I'm tired. It's the same song over and over again, It's like, some old lady humming Happy Birthday on an airplane. You just get tired of hearing it, I'm tired of hearing it. People, you gotta understand that the highways are great right now because they got ramps, okay? If they fix these things, there go all the good jumps. All the good jumps. Forget about jumping on top of a building. Cancel that. What do you think they're gonna build, like car elevators? No, they're not. They're gonna fix the highways. They're all gonna be flat. And then you have that one little bump in the road that you get about 8 inches off the ground, and you're gonna see, some spectacular. Leave them like they are, okay? Unless, of course, you're saying, let's fix them, and translating the word fix means ramp, then I agree with you.
that's totally different.
If I were designing a highway system right now, hands down, bar none, I would build the roads exactly like they are. With the exception is I would make some of the ramps bigger everywhere. A lot of people talk about this when they keep saying, oh, they're too bumpy. Oh, they're too bumpy. The ramps are too big. Some of the bridges don't work. There's potholes. And I don't hear one negative thing in any of that. I'm thinking, maybe potholes are there. Just can't jump a pothole, right? But the ramps and stuff are great. Wherever else, okay, name another city in the entire country that you can jump a lake, okay? Name another city that is perfectly legal to drive on rooftops. Remember the positive on the potholes too, like how are blind people gonna drive? Potholes are just braille on the road for blind people. You need to move over. Yep, but once they hit the bump, I'm home. They know. There's 16 bumps, then I take a left, 2 bumps, I'm home. Alright? So now unless you wanna, ban certain individuals from driving, I would, nip it in the bud. Get the lift,
But also was safe on the street side.
And you don't need traffic lights when you're airborne. There's no stopping when you're going. Hold up, there's a traffic cop. No, there's none of that stuff. You're there early, every time, all the time. If you're gonna call today and, try to tell us that the roads need to be fixed, they're gonna say that you're not gonna get through. You're not. I gotta say, since I was a little kid doing the Uncle Woody's Fun Park, we always encountered a good jump or two on the way. To be honest, some of the jumps were bigger than the roller coaster, alright? That was half the fun going to the park. Exactly.
So right there.
Where else can you jump up into the air, land on top of a building, chill out for a while with a sniper rifle, pop up the scout show, then jump down, drive up to the top of a parking lot, jump off that with little kids applauding. That's the thing, too. Let's not forget the entertainment value, okay? You take the road, you take a hop. So, last night I got really drunk, and I stole this guy's beer, right? Yeah. And I'm taking it home because I think I'm going to put up on a small block of Rodo deal with my neighbor's job. Well, I got arrested. Slow speed, trying to accelerate with the wheel there. We have to deal there, but they don't have first on the highway. Well, they've done it time fixes. Perfectly legal to be done. But they were misconstrued as dynamite, which apparently is illegal.
All right, 96.2 Gear Talk Radio. We're gonna take a break, pay a few bills. We'll be back.
Whew! Wow, tough day, huh, Ben?
You said it, Frank.
You know, when Vinny and me get done with a long, hard day in the studio, we like to kick back and relax with a couple of beers.
But not just any old beers. Beer Goggles Light. Beer Goggles Light is a refreshing blend of hops and barley brewed by people who know that beer serves a purpose.
And that purpose is to get you drunk enough to sleep with pretty much anyone. See, the people at Beer Goggles Light have developed a beer that can actually shed pounds off even the biggest men and women.
So, if she's not cute now, have another Beer Goggles Light. Or you can do what me and Frank do and take a keg down to the Overeaters Anonymous meeting and party down!
Sure, at the beginning of the day, we were sober and sitting in a parking lot with a herd of hoggers, but...
You guys want to read me my rights and cuff me? Don't touch the beaver, boys.
What the fuck? Come on!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I come at a bad time?
Mason, we gotta do something. I want these bricks out of here. We can't just kick them out. We gotta get creative. Find something of theirs to destroy. A call will go out, and they'll be forced to respond. I don't care what you destroy. Just hurry it up so we can get them the fuck out of here.
Don't touch. Oh, yeah, you like
Get
that?
your fucking hands off her!
Hey, we're drunk and having
I have
sex
an
with
idea.
anorexic
Let's find some
supermodels.
sentinels to kill.
Beer
That should
Goggles
attract
Light.
their
So
attention.
don't just sit there. Grab a Beer Goggles Light and get the slap in the fat back. Beer Goggles Light, the light beer for a heavy night of partying.
You're damn right. All right, I'm here with my co-host, Vinny. Vinny, you had an exciting night last night.
Hey, what do you say? You know I did. All over town. I'm in and out. Bars, hopping, throwing down cans.
Yeah, did you get lucky?
Hey, every day I wake up, I'm lucky.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we're
Yeah.
lucky. We're lucky. We got our own radio show here. You know, a lot of people work in the business or the industry, and they never get to do it. And here, we're two individuals that get to talk about cars all the time, and that is like a blessing. Honestly,
You know, ratings came out yesterday.
did they? How we do?
Congratulations to the Gear Talk radio station, 96.2. We are 32nd in all talk radio.
Look, there's one right there.
It should be easy. I knew we could do it. You know, you set a goal and you believe in yourself and you prove. And we did it like 116th to 37. That is amazing. That is
We
good.
better get moving, because they're going to be all over us soon.
For everyone.
Especially you guys out there listening to us and call it in. Call in right now and call it the freaking story involving the car with a 3-year supply of water snatch charges. That's a good run, Uncle Man. I can do that. No, I don't think it's for real. They said I was obscene.
How could you be obscene to the mayo? I mean, I understand being obscene with the mayo.
Legally, I still can't talk about it, but I will say that I was under the impression and thought the dog was fully sanctioned and licensed, but I can't talk about it.
No wonder, huh? Call in right now, 555-4327.
You say?
Hello, boys.
Okay.
Okay, listen. I just have a story for your contact. One night, I was driving, and my camshaft froze up.
That was definitely hot. They're on to
My hand, and it was hard.
Okay, first off, my sweet little mangina, you can't freeze up a camshaft.
And then I looped it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 96.2 Gear Talk Radio. All the lines are lit up, so we're just gonna take a random one. All right, caller, you're on the air.
Caller!
You know,
one time I was in this dude's car giving him some oral support.
Looks like they're starting to put up a fight.
We got up and got hit by a tornado. But the dude started freaking out because he didn't know there was a tornado. He just thought I was doing him real good, like, you know, jawboning him. Special, like, I'm sure he was happy. So when we landed, I got to charge him $100 extra for the tornado hit. I went and got my hair.
You, my sweet, are a vision of beauty. Vinny, you know what? I think we got a winner here.
You're telling me. You mean I won?
That's right, my precious. You are the winner.
I think we finally got their attention.
Water snacks burger. Compliment of Kid Talk Radio.
I ain't never won anything before. Well, my sweet, today's your lucky day. Oh my gosh! I'm coming down there. I'm right now. That's illegal. Complimentary jawbone.
But you better take your seat out, because I got a big cock, lady.
Don't be real nasty.
Well, hey, all right. I'd say today's our lucky day, huh, Vin?
Hey, you said it.
It's like scratching off lottery, thinking underneath there's no money, but there's a piece. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody's a winner today, huh? Vinny, I'm gonna give you a free t-shirt. Oh, I can't wait for it to get down here and give me some of that vicious ass tornado head. Because personally, I've never had it. Interested, I've read about it in books and magazines, and I've seen a few flicks that had it in it, but never on the receiving end of one. So, I'm ready, you know, to consider my crotch a storm safe. Alright, 96.2, we gotta take a tornado head break, because I gotta get my boys ready. Hey, wake up, guys, there's some tornado head coming this way.
This should make Vinny happy.
96.2 Geek Talk Radio.
I wonder if we could mic a jaw. Get a sound guy on that? You know, Vin, for years, people have been using banks to cash their checks. Oftentimes having you deposit it and wait days until the check clears. But I don't have a lot of time. I need my money now. What am I gonna do? Well, you can wait 2 days until the bank trusts you enough to give your money back to you. Or you can walk down to Boing, your check cashing solution.
Okay, what if I have an out-of-state check?
You got it! For a small nominal fee, the people at Boeing can cash any check you bring them.
Oh, really? What about an out-of-state check that's 2 years old?
Ka-ching! Cashed!
And I have no identification?
Ka-ching! Cashed!
And I have a criminal history.
Ka-ching! Cashed! The people at Boeing Check Cashing aren't afraid to cash your check. They'll cash any check, big or small.
Man, this place sounds great. Why do people still use banks?
I don't know, maybe they're retarded. And remember, if you knowingly pass a bad check in a state bank, that's a federal crime. But at Boeing Check Cashing, you'll just get your check cashed every time, all the time.
Hey, Boing Check Cashing. You just got yourself a customer.
Ka-ching! Cashed!
All right, we're back. 96.2 Gear Talk Radio. Frank and Vinny here, taking your phone calls, reading some letters.
All right, caller, you are on the air.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing this lovely evening?
Doing not too bad. I got an itch.
Well, you better scratch it then.
Yeah, I was trying to, but it's on my ass.
Well,
yeah, I got it. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I have some problems with children in the area ringing my doorbell, so I was contemplating buying some mines. What would be the best kind of mine for a situation like that?
Sir, what I would do is I would go up into the mountains, right, and I'd find me a bobcat or a mountain lion.
Get a big one.
Right? I would, stun it, don't kill it. Strap it to the hood of your car, bring it home, right? Then you get yourself a truckload of sand, right? You spread the sand out evenly throughout the yard.
Be careful with that sand.
You let the bobcat go, right? So when those little kids come up, that bobcat goes crack happy on them and just eats them and then buries them. Next year, you could possibly win Yard of the Month because little kids are great fertilizer. Now, they take about a year to start fertilizing a plant. Sorry, I'm joking with you. Come on. Where are you going to get a bobcat? But what I would do, I would take some detonation mines. I'd spread them evenly out throughout the yard, right? Then I'd sit there and look out your window and wait for those little pricks to come up and try to ring your doorbell.
Ding dong, hello.
And let them ring it. Go ahead, because, you don't want to wait till they get halfway to the yard and blow them up, because the other kids are going to see that. Let the other kids think that the mission was successful, okay? So the kid comes up, he rings the doorbell, boom. You blow his kneecaps off, he's all swimming around, oh, I'm dying, help me. You go out there and kick him right in the balls, release the bobcat.
Here it comes.
Then the bobcat buries the kid, right? Again, Yard of the Month.
Classic.
And why we're on the subject of mines, let's discuss these right now. Laser mines,
Trip mines, detonation mines, concussion mines. I always like the concussion mines because it's funny to see someone sit there in the middle of a seizure, you know, flopping around like one of them smallmouth basses you pull out the lake, you know, and he's flopping around like, yeah, you could have him hold your chocolate milk and shake that up.
Mason, get your ass over here. I heard about your little run-in with the Sentinels last night, and I have to tell you, that was fucking brilliant. It's triple OT, and the game's on the line. South League versus Sentinels, Dregs versus South League, and the Sentinels versus everyone. It's a whole lot of bullshit.
Oh, sounds like my kind of game.
Let me lay it down for you. Here's the game plan. First we deal with Sage and his gang of Dregs. They've been blitzing us hard, harder than a motherfucker. Then we deal with Axel and then the Sentinels. Then he tells me you and Axel are old teammates.
Well, we're just... Look, I'm gonna kick his fucking ass when I see him, all right?
So you two are on opposite sides of the ball. I see a tremendous rivalry in the making. For now, I have a play for you. Bronx, get your ass in here.
Yeah, coach.
Bronx, take Mason here. Show him how we do our run and shoot offense.
I'd pull up and I'd say, I need 4 tires.
You heard the man. I'm not stopping till we killed every one of those bastards, so start shooting.
And he puts a purple Jesus air freshener on my dash in the front there, and I'm like, okay, how's that gonna make me in the race, guys? Let's get
Looks like I'm just along for the ride this time.
And I'm thinking, hey guys, I need them on the car. I can't win this race with rims. You know, and so I had a tip beating that night. I said, guys, come on. The gal told you I'm going out on a limb.
Shit, they're on our ass.
Stealing my tires every race. Every 8 laps, I lose 4 tires, okay? I'm losing money here. Even if I won every race, I still could have put the tires in the back to the home, okay? I don't understand that, you know? Let's be professional, guys. Work your way up. You know, they don't race riding lawnmowers here. This is professional racing, guys, you know? Let's put the tires on a car, get me going, okay? Don't be, when I pull up into the pit, don't be sitting there tanning it up and drinking. You know, turn the margarita machine on. I tell you what, if the margarita machine needs tires, that's...
Another one's on our tail! Take care of it!
Goddamn siren. You know, looking at him, I'm not surprised. Yeah, but, so that would be my advice. My advice, locking lugs.
Man, they never give up! Watch it back there! Keep it up! This will show them not to mess with South League! Shit, take care of that roadblock!
That's the lug nut right there, right? And so when someone were to touch the tires, they're gonna get 12 volts. Straight up the booty. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, people do it all the time now. You're gonna have problems with blow tires. You get a nice little juice on you before you can fix it. But hey, just take it down to Earth, Wind, and Tires. Those guys, they won't know. Alright, next one. 96.6. You're on the air.
Doing that? I'm doing good.
Ah, shit! Roadblock up ahead! Destroy it! Look at them fall! We'll own this town soon!
Alright, Mac, do you have a question?
I want to know what
Alright, I'm not really sure what a quack cannon is. You mean black cannon? Oh, well, you want to put it on a trike. Let me ask you, how much is the trike worth? Alright, so I'm guessing about 4 pounds there. But the only problem is by putting weapons on a trike is if you have, like, let's say you put a scattergun on it, right? Crowd separation. You launch that thing off and you're going to find yourself 6 feet into the next building. It's going to launch you backwards. Alright, there's problems with that. You're going to have to figure out how to get around that. Exactly, because you're going to find yourself with a tire right after you do this. No. Man, what kind of interested in weapons?
Jason! Clear the road! Nice shooting back there! Keep it up!
Right? And then a postman fell by, and he dropped one. And he got so mad he'd be on fire. My cousin was really happy on it. Hello! And so, yeah, he just said we didn't get any more postcards out of the house, so we ended up doing it forever. So my dad was very happy about that. Did make him drop all the subscriptions to the porn man, so yeah, we got those. We made sure we had to go down and pick those up.
Pay dirt!
You know, Mac, I gotta be honest with you, it's very exciting to see that the youth today interested in weaponry.
Watch out.
All right, yeah, you're the crazy little guy.
we're hiring for interns down here, Mac. You know, you come down and work for us. All right, listen, you come down. The address is P.O. Box 2357-4918, Paradise City, zip code 3. All right.
Come on, Mason, you can do it!
When you get a phone call like this, you know, get your face in the future.
Yeah, you know, just when you're going, going downhill.
Shit! Another roadblock? Those bastards are ruthless!
One day you're trying to have some keep the lights up with the weapons. I think Mac is very inspirational. That's why we're going to that's right, people like that.
And not only do we answer questions about people and let them read them,
that's right. I mean, look at you. I like, you know, and this may sound egocentric, but we do help the youth. When you look at it from afar, a lot of people say, hey, yeah, you guys are just constantly talking about blowing people up and hitting people with cars and stuff like that.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for the following late-breaking news report. In an escalation of the battle for the beloved Paradise City, the South League gang attacked the Dreglords today with overwhelming force. The streets were littered with Dreglord bodies. Many eyewitnesses report that it was the result of one man, the same man that killed Gordon Grimm and now apparently has his eyes set on Axel. Other eyewitnesses claimed that it was the work of a 7-foot duck, demanding that the once popular television program 9 is Too Much be put back into syndication, uncut. News on the hour, on the half, and when we're forced to tell you, I'm Heath McGillivray.
Prairie Dog Wings in Loserville. Check out what some of our hot waitresses have to say.
Ooh, hotters. Oh, I love it here. I don't wear any pants.
We serve prairie dog wings and watch lots of violent games on the sports channels. Come eat my wings. I mean, our wings.
She's new here, but she doesn't wear any pants either. And she's got big
wings! That's right, we got the best wings in Loserville. Hotters, home of the tiny shorts and big wings!
All right, 96.2, Gear Talk Radio, 555-4327.
Our offensive play calling has crushed Sage's defense. He's agreed to settle the score with a little sporting event.
And by sporting event, you of course mean...
a race.
A race?
That's right. And I'm not about to put myself in the driver's seat. I'm too old for that shit.
Who's racing?
Sage and one of our drivers. Winner fucks a prom queen. Loser dies.
Goody. I'm driving. Let's go.
Thought you'd say that. He's waiting down at the pier.
Yeah, we will not be intimidated by Mac.
Bring it on.
Bring it. Yeah, I noticed that she didn't say that it was the parents' fault. You know, she's the one there, standing there saying, yeah, my kids are putting weapons on their car, as opposed to saying, hey, I don't let them do it. Not a word about restrictions or punishments.
Where's the guidance?
Exactly. What I would do, honestly, I'd say, listen, you kids can't have it on your car, and if they disobeyed me, I go in there with a white phosphorus grenade and light them up.
Always does the trick.
That's what I'm saying. You know, a little discipline, you know? You gotta spank your kids. Some people spank, some people light them up with a, you know, a little defense charger.
That works. I like to tell them dinner's on and then spray the floor with an oil discharger.
That's funny. I remember last Thanksgiving, I come over to your house and you're sitting there and you're giggling and your wife brings out...
He's getting ahead of his gun it!
I'm really hungry by this time, you know, because I drove there and got shot at the whole way. I finally get to your house. Your kids are running around like a bunch of monkeys. And I'm sitting there saying, hey, where's the stuffing? And you start giggling even harder. Boom! A light rocket goes off inside the turkey. I thought that was brilliant. Your kids were crying and they didn't understand why the turkey exploded and you just said that.
Good job, we're smoking them!
I had to keep that a secret because I knew that was going off soon.
It's a good thing you quit drinking.
Yeah, well, you know, ever since that accident with
driving, Mason. He'll never catch up now.
Well, they got taken out early. I got a big scar.
Yeah, I always wanted to do a TV show where you take a 4-year-old baby, right? You got them all. You got a melting pot of baby, right? Take him and put him on a big mountain somewhere in the jungle.
Okay.
Leave him.
Ah, there you go. Keep it up.
One standing gets $1 million.
that is a TV show I'd watch.
They're making tents out of diapers, you know, they you know, the ones that just play all day, well, they're not gonna last.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, you know, one of the guys, you know, he's going with his potty train. I would pay to see that toddler, you know, island or something like that.
We're gonna win!
They don't have a chance, you know, they could get eaten by like a squirrel.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think they're a nut or something like that. Catch them up in a tree, you never find the guy.
Watch out for the blue crab.
Yeah, you know, I would do that, though. I would watch it. It'd be fun just to watch them cook. You know, because, you know, at that age, they're all about fire. You know, they'd light the fire, the food would be cooking, and then one of the kids would grab the matches and burn down the village. Just cuz. And then he denied he did it. He said, I didn't do it. We got you on tape.
Busted.
You did it. That's some other survival kid. You know, that's not me.
Prove it.
You know, can you imagine being on an island with 8 kids?
No.
I wouldn't either.
I can't imagine being in a daycare with 8 kids.
Nope, not even one, to be honest.
No.
They always ask those stupid questions. You know, why is the sky blue?
Right.
You know, how come birds fly? You know, how come you drink so much? You know, why do you always yell at my mommy?
Mind your own business.
Exactly, kid. Go get a newspaper if you want it to be informative.
You want to live on an island?
Yeah. You could be on the show. Exactly. I say move them. Like one time I made my kids sleep outside to teach them the value of $1. You know, because they said, Dad, the roof is leaking. Aren't you going to fix it? And I says, hey, I worked all day. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go to sleep and then I'm going to call a repairman to come do it. And they said, oh, Dad, you can't fix it? And I said, nope, I'll tell you what, now you're sleeping outside until the roof is fixed.
You fixed that problem, didn't you?
Exactly. He was 6 years old and he says, I don't know anything about roofing. I says, well, you know what? You can't come in until you learn. Needless to say, about 18 months of sleeping out in the front yard really rubbed...
Mason, I want to show you something. We've driven back to Dreadlords for now. And after what you did to Sage, they'll be out of commission for quite some time. It's time for the playoffs, Mason. Time to take it to the Sentinels.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
They've established these strong points around the city. We've got the guns, we've got the rockets, hell, we've got the fucking bombs. Let's blow a hole through their defensive line and set them up for the knockout punch.
Roof out of it, which I didn't
They're
have to pay
expecting
for.
booze, huh?
Now he
We'll
doesn't
show
feel
them a good
worth
time,
it.
all
He
right.
doesn't
I replaced
speak.
their
If
bill
the
crates
toilet
with
could
explosive
explode on
crates.
his face,
Deliver
He
'em.
wouldn't come saying nothing to me. He'd say, oh, it just doesn't flush right. Something like that, because he knows you're sleeping outside.
But I bet he can sling a hammer now, can't he?
Exactly. You know, you learn a trade.
He knows how to drive a nail.
To teach him to drive, I locked him in the garage for a month. And I locked him and I said, you have to learn how to start this car and drive through the garage door to live. And I'll be damned if a month later he didn't know how to drive that car.
He figured it out, huh?
He sure
Carbon
did.
monoxide didn't affect him then.
Nah,
huh?
not really. He just slammed right through the garage door and then, you know, of course, well, now he broke my garage door. Another month outside.
Now he gets to repair that.
Exactly.
But when he gets 10 years old, he'll know how to do that, won't he?
Exactly. By then, I hope him to be a foreman on a construction site, something good like that.
At least.
Build his own house, move out, you know, have some ugly kids.
He'll be on that path.
Exactly, like his old man.
All right, 96.2 Gear Talk Radio.
Get a move
Frank
on,
in
this
the
thing's about to
studio,
go off.
Discussing weapons, giving you everything you need to know about every weapon possible.
That's right, that's right. It's been a great day, guys. I mean, it really is very informative on the calls. And kudos to Vin over here for knowing a shitload about weapons, huh?
Thank you very much. Frank, you're no slouch yourself.
Yeah, well, thanks, you know. You got another weapon here I see that you got on your list. The flamethrower. I really believe that it's a versatile weapon. Anyone can use it. Our little nickname here in the studio, we like to call it the dashboard hibachi. Okay, let's say this, that you're driving down the street and all of a sudden this truck cuts you off, right?
It'd be the last thing he did.
Now, you don't want to launch a weapon off that's going to wake everyone up or get the law dog attention. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what doesn't make noise? Flamethrowers. They don't make any noise. You hear a... That's about it. You know, somebody thinks, hey, is someone barbecuing? Yeah, that guy right there is.
And he's almost done. Hey, can I get some potato salad with that?
If by some reason the flamethrower genie came down and said, here's a flamethrower for free, I would not kick this weapon out of bed.
Definitely not.
The good thing, too, is, you know, pedestrians, okay? You really don't want to waste a bullet on a pedestrian. That can get expensive, right? Right. The flamethrower, fire is free, my friends. Fire is free. And you know what I like? I like the smell. I gotta be honest, I like the smell of the flamethrower.
There's just something about it.
It makes you dizzy.
Dizzy with love.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is I'm not a real nightlife, go to the clubs kind of person. I don't play board games. I don't like to really, do a lot.
I
can see it now. My body plastered all over the side of that building.
On a cold night or even a hot night, it really doesn't matter the temperature. We kind of bond together we get in my old car. We light that flamethrower up and we drive around and we cook people. Well, we have a tremendous giggle about this because that's how we met. I accidentally cooked her dad and she was like, well, I need a ride home. And then I banged on the way home and next thing you know, married.
What a bonding experience.
Well, it's love, but what we do is she tends to she likes to cook bald men. She will be driving, shopping around,
Right.
We'll see a bald guy. She says, honey, pull over. And I says, honey, we don't have time. She says, let me do them. And I say, all right. And the funniest thing is she gets a giggle out of this. She will cook the guy and he'll come running forward saying, why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? My wife will look right at the guy and go, hey, honey, look, pork, the other white meat.
I like that, the other white meat.
Yeah, and to save money on firecrackers, for instance,
right?
You could just get yourself a big jug of gas, light that up, back up in reverse, and watch that puppy explode.
You know what else? If you don't have a tank of gas, just light one of the vehicles up.
That's true.
They got a full tank of gas, don't they? Or at least a little bit if they're driving.
Your guy never thought of that. See?
I got a little extra time to sit around and think about these things.
And just because you brought it up, anytime you want to come out with us and, light the flamethrower off, we don't mind. We're not one of those couples that says, hey, we need our alone time. You're always welcome to come because, three's a crowd.
You mean it?
Oh, I totally, from the bottom of my heart, if you want to come with me and my wife to cook homeless people and nomads, that's fine with me.
All right, it's a done deal. Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, I'm going to be riding around with Frank and his wife. We're going to be cooking people.
That's right, and this is another little wife joke here. My wife thinks it's funny. She'll walk up, she'll drive up to a prostitute, and she'll say, hey, honey, how much? And as the prostitute's walking over, my wife will scream out, Brazilian wax, and light her up.
See you in the next life.
Let me tell you, they go away hairless.
Hey, it's cheaper than a salon, isn't it?
It's a whole lot cheaper. And fun. That's the thing, it's fun. There's nothing wrong with flamethrowers. A lot of people say, I don't like it because it heats up my car, or, I don't like it's a brutal way for people to die and stuff. And I think, no, you're crazy. It's not brutal. It's very friendly.
Yeah, so listen, if you see me and Frank and his wife out this weekend, give us a honk, yeah?
Yeah, you honk, we'll cook you. Some people like to play backgammon or checkers. I don't like to do that. I'm not a board game type of guy. I do, however, like cooking people in the middle of the night when they're not looking. To each his own, and to own a flamethrower is a glorious thing.
Fellas, it's 96.2 Gear Talk Radio. If you'd like to call in, talk to us, give us a shout out, 555-GEAR or 555-4327. Right now, before we take some phone calls, we're going to continue talking about some of the weapons.
Which brings me to one of my favorite weapons. See, I'm a big proponent of the scattergun. The scattergun to me is like, it's like a good steak. It's meaty, you can enjoy it, you don't have to rush yourself. I'll tell you this, with a scattergun, you don't have to shoot at someone 25 times and go, I hope I got him. You shoot a scattergun pretty much once, and I promise you're gonna get him if you're even remotely close.
A blind guy could shoot this thing.
That's true. A scattergun, you're launching out a whole lot of big steel balls at him, right? And I'm a big fan of it. Anytime you got 120 steel balls screaming at you, you're either in a chorus line or you just got shot at with a scattergun.
Right, if you're gonna use the sniper rifle, you gotta be in one spot,
yeah.
You gotta be still, you gotta aim, you gotta look, you gotta do this, that, you gotta scattergun, all you gotta do is put pedal to the metal and squeeze the trigger.
That's true, and who has time to sit around and wait? Oh, here they come.
Make sure they're in the middle of the crosshair.
Axel sent a message to me personally. He warned me against future aggressions towards the city.
He's scared.
Damn right he is. We've never been this close to taking the city.
And I have just the plan to finish him off.
Yeah? What you got in mind?
Think, what does he do best?
Runs his mouth like a 3-year-old in a candy store.
Exactly. I'm gonna put an end to those broadcasts.
God damn, Mason. You're definitely in the running for MVP. Go get him. Ooh, right there, baby.
with the front of my car, and she's
It's like
sitting
somebody
there
got
up
their
there
hands
like
on some of
big
Uncle
vagina
Woody's
toy.
drones.
Totally messing up my top end speed. You know what I mean? How can I make a clean getaway when I got this giant hooker just sitting there flapping in the wind like one of those raccoon tails on an antenna?
Oh, bitch, get out the way.
Yeah, whoa. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, be careful. If I remember correctly, they blow up when they hit cars or just about anything else.
I can't drive like that, you know what I mean? So what I do, I gun down on the brakes and send her ass flying. You gotta go. She did too. And I flip back around and I drive up and they say, hey, $50 make you holler. And I say, all right, here's $50. And I go out there and I smack them right in the face. That made you holler, didn't it, dumbass?
You could have saved the $50.
Big do I take it back. I don't give it to him.
I got you.
It's a prop.
Good choice.
So I roll up to this one and she says, hey, I graduated from Handjob University. And I said, what? Well, I'm going to get out of this car and you can be magnum cum loudest. She didn't like that, though. But, $50 makes people like you a lot, Then, again, I take the money back because, again, it's a prop. It's prop money. It's not even real, That's why I like dumb hookers. Don't go with these real smart teachers and whatnot.
They'll take advantage
I'm
of
here
it.
to deliver you from the shackles of a downcast society, from the bonds that have been holding you down. There's a new life awaiting you in Paradise City, a life of peace and tranquility. Yet, there are those with other plans. Out of the wastes, a great evil has risen. South League dares to challenge what we have built. I'm asking you, my children, stand up against those who oppose us, against those who would cast us out. Destroy South League!
Talk radio. You want to give us a call? It's 555-GEAR or 555-4327, Frank.
So Vinny would like to read a dramatic letter at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen.
This letter is from Julie Danfield in Paradise City. I'm a single mother of 3 and second rotation on the neighborhood carpool. Once a month for a week, I pile 9 brats into the Brady and haul them to and from 4 different schools / daycares. Driving and discipline of 9 at the same time is impossible. Or is it? Your show is the only thing that keeps me sane. I appreciate any help.
And that concludes a dramatic reading of a fan letter as read by Vinny. That was a good read.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
good at that. I can see why you do radio, I'll tell you that.
I've been going to a dialect coach.
That's awesome. Hey, do your Italian guy.
Hey.
That was awesome. It was like you were in the room. All right, so let's, answer the letter here. Just a good letter, it is. You could always sell your kids. A lot of people buy them. They will. There's a market out there. You could sell the kids, get yourself a cool car.
They're worth a lot more these days.
Especially if they can work. Like if they're good with their hands, they're good welding or building stuff. A lot of kids they get building blocks. They do those. Why can't they do it for a living, huh? Put them out there. Get them a hard hat. Get some work boots. Let's go to work, kids.
I knew a 3-year-old that could drop a hammer on the nail every time.
I met a 2-month-old once that could put drywall up. The lady's got a lot on her plate, obviously. The Brady is not
how she does it.
I don't either, the Brady. What do you think about the Brady, Ben?
I think the Brady's your only choice for that many breaths. You know what I'm saying? But personally, if it were me, I would hide a bolt gun in the dashboard behind the radio, right? Kids start, Mom, I gotta piss my pants. Sally's touching me. You're like, I'll turn on the radio. They think they're fixing to hear a little, oops, I really... Next thing you know, they're getting shot with 5 billion volts.
Kids like electricity.
Tell me if they fuck around again after we do that one time.
I remember because when I was a kid, my dad had a cattle prod. We'd always sneak it outside and we'd zap each other in the head until our foreheads would swell up like old big. And then we'd have to go inside. And our parents would be like, were you playing with the cattle prod? And we'd with our big swollen heads. No, not us. It'll slow you down. That's the weird thing. You do that enough, and it'll slow your day down.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people, they always ask us questions. We get a lot of questions. Number one question we would get is normally like, what's the best car out there?
Sure, that's first generic. Second one I always get, what car has the best gas mileage?
That's it.
That a lot.
All the time people ask that. And number 3 one, of course, is does the car float? I have never seen a car that will float. Well, the beam floats for about 2 seconds till the catfish takes it under, right? Try reeling that thing in, right? It's so tiny, it's like a bobber, you know? Put some, lunch meat on the bottom of it, that thing's gone in a minute, you know? So anybody there who knows of any secret, government development deals, if you think that your local car dealership is about to release one or something, by all means, take a picture of it or just tell us about it, call down on the radio show. And don't take no, pictures of a canoe with tri-tires on it and no shit like that. It's gotta be a real car that's owned by, licensed, and insured.
That's right. Gotta be believable.
Don't take, the clothes up your kid's arm and slap an tube on it, you know what I mean?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta take a quick break. We gotta pay a few bills with a few commercials. Don't touch the dial. We'll be back.
Are you tired of people making fun of your weight? Your bulging thighs? Your succulent midsection? Are you tired of people chasing you with knives and spice rack? Then come to the Gourmet Arms Motor Lodge, where over 3/4 of our guests survive the night. And remember, at the Gourmet Arms, the fat sweet free.
All right, 96.2 Gear Talk Radio, 555-4327. Before we went to commercial break, me and Vin were talking about our dream cars and stuff like that. What would we do with 50 grand? If
Spread eagle on the ground now! You cannot escape! This is your final warning!
Axel! You know Axel! If you wanted to get rid of me, you should have done the job yourself!
And now you've come all this way just to let me finish the job!
You didn't have the balls then. You think you got him now?
You spineless, worthless piece of shit! Look what I've built in your absence! Look how many lives I've bettered! All you've brought to this city is murder, death, and suffering!
Oh, you call enslaving the masses bettering their lives? Look, I don't give two shits about the fucked up fantasy you created in your mind, pal. All I know is, you're a dead man.
Ha! You never do learn. I beat you then, I'll beat you now.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. Bring it.
What the hell?
Bitch!
You fucking coward.
radio, don't be afraid to fall down.
Now you're going to die!
Oh shit, here he comes! What the hell kind of car is that? You were on the air.
Hey, Vinny, it's your mother. What are you doing? Well, I'm calling.
Hey, Mason, I think we might be in a little bit of trouble here.
But nothing has. You do the same thing every day.
I don't do the same thing every day. Sometimes I cook different things. Some days I do
every day you feed 12 pets.
It's time to finish this game.
won't come around anymore.
12 pets?
Well, yeah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, Miss Dadamooch.
Oh my gosh, you sound so much more strapping over the
It's over, mate. Why don't you just give up?
Mom, it's good to hear from you. How you doing?
You don't come by, you don't move. You still got your toys up in your room. Your little cowboys and Indians that just
Cowboys and Indians, huh?
Just give up. Couldn't beat me then. What makes you think you can beat me now?
Come on. That is not true.
He used to play dress up all the way through high school.
He dressed up as a cowboy and an Indian.
He gets so embarrassed about it.
I stopped doing that in grade 3.
Grade 3. You don't even remember grade 3. In high school, you were dressed up. Don't you remember the one year? That one year for your birthday, all you wanted was that Fakanda cowboy out and those little boys. Get dressed up and wear him to prom and take Cindy. She misses you.
Now, Cindy's the supermodel he dated in high school, right?
No, it wasn't like that
right?
The real hot one that was on the cover of all the magazines, and all the guys wanted to date her, but Vin was the only one who could land it because he was this debonair dude, and he could before anyone else.
Well, here's the thing. Cindy had a mustache long before he did.
Wait a minute, this supermodel had a mustache?
Yeah. 450 back then.
I think you've seen that.
She squats a little weight. She's down to 425.
She was a model. She's still a model.
I'll tell you what. You knew she was coming from a mile away. Her tummy was there first.
I can't believe. Vin walking around the studio saying, "Oh man, this girl's so hot." And everybody thought she was.
No, not at all. When she came over, they had to go out in the garage because that's the only place she could fit.
I just think that's funny because and all that, and we find out she's not talking. I don't get it.
We hung out in the garage for privacy.
One time, I went out in the garage, and they were making whoopee. They were having a tender moment. I got all vermished. I thought she was going to kill my boy.
Are you sure they weren't making a what, man?
That could be. Oh, by the way, I got some nice pastries if you want to swing by.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that. How many cats you got?
I got 12.
Wow. You know, when I was a kid, we had 12 cats. Well, we didn't really have 12 cats. So what we do is go to the neighborhood. We light our firecrackers, scare all the cats. We get them all up in a sack, right? And then my friend would go steal rubber bands, kids' heads. Then we'd steal their trash cans and stand on those and just awesome. Every year we did this, and then you know, we actually predicted for it to be an Olympic sport, but apparently you can't do that because there's no way to play stuff for kids.
It's only fair.
So, you know, the sentinels of it, and they started coming down, and instead of kittens, standard practice, you had to have kittens. You know, 3 months and above, we did bobcats and started running the things. They were ringers, so we couldn't let them, so we just shut down the whole shop.
You know, before that event was, something to look forward to. These guys, they come in, they ruin the whole atmosphere of the get-together.
Exactly. You know, we used to do kitten mortars. And at the bottom of it, we put all this gunpowder, right? We'd stick a cigarette in there, stuff a kitten down there, and we'd see how far we could launch the kitten, right? Twice I hit an airplane, right? Brought that fucking I wrote 2 years in a row. I was the most paradise. I got a nice buckle at the house.
That's illegal!
I freaked out. Hey, let's go gladiator race kittens and have some pastries. Come on, that's relive your childhood.
Well, you could do your little race, and then I could pull out my sniper rifle as you're running.
If we have time, we'll swing by, Ma. Do you have a question for Gear Talk?
He doesn't love his mother, hand to God, I swear. I swear to God, on the Florida way, if you don't come over here in 2 days, you are cut off.
Yeah, there you go. She's gonna cut you off. Now you're screwed. You're gonna lose your cruiser.
All right, I'll see you.
Now that's a good boy. Thank him a little spanking there.
Hey, kitty. All right, hey, have those kitties there, son. I'll bring some chow.
Okay, toodaloo. Bye-bye, boys.
I think your mother's a funny individual. I remember we used to have barbecues out back when we camped out in your backyard. Sneaking in the neighbor's house and shoot them with my minigun, and I talked you out of it. So, Miss Vitterbaum, I was the responsible one.
I never said anything about sneaking. I was very clear with my intentions.
Your mom used to be so hot. All the guys in the neighborhood were like, damn, look at her. Nice ass.
Knock it off.
Well, I'm just saying, you should be proud of your mom. She's not some hooch.
I don't even think of her that way. No, well, I wish you wouldn't.
We need help! We've heard there's someone that's been cleaning up Paradise City, overthrowing all the gangs and setting things right. We need that kind of help here. If you can hear this broadcast, please come.
Huh, you guys should slow down.
Anyone, please help us! We need your help!
Buckle up, kids. Here we go again.